Good morning. Thank you so much for joining Informante. We are live from State House. Of course, this is the ceremony where President Geingob receives credence from Heads of Mission-Designate from several countries. Right now, they are in a closed-door meeting, and of course, we will wait for them to come out of the meeting and sign a few agreements. Of course, if you do follow, Informante will broadcast throughout the event, and most definitely, you'll have to find out what happens the day after. Stay tuned. And of course, after a closed-door short meeting, they will come and sit here and do the signatories. This is where we'll wait for them. Right now, they are in a closed-door meeting, and of course, the media is not allowed inside. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for choosing Informante to be your only source of information. Stay tuned. The signatories and of course the handover of letters that will be received by the Chief of Protocols and other dignitaries, of course. And then we'll proceed over to the foyer, or to the front rather, where we will welcome the second ambassador who will. And maybe just while we're here, for those that are probably a little bit of an introduction to how the State House look like. This is how your house look like. This is State House. In fact, it is your house. This is how it looks like, a beautiful one. Just while we're waiting for the signatories to be, or the handover of letters, rather. This is State House. We are now just waiting for Chief of Protocols and the Ambassador of Algeria to come and walk through this carpet and hand over the letters to the Chief of Protocols on behalf of the President of the Republic of Namibia. So please do stay, bear with us. Just that it's quite a lengthy process, and I don't want to cut the live video, so I'll have to keep you guys busy by showing you guys around and showing you, introducing you to your own house. Because I'm pretty much convinced that a lot of you have never been here before. This is your house. This is how it looks like. Very beautiful one. Just to stick around while we wait for the end of our lectures. And of course, we have actually 5 ambassadors that will be handing over credence letters to the head of state. So right now we have only thus far received from 1 ambassador. So we got 4 more ambassadors to host here today. So what happens, they will come out through this door and they're gonna walk over here. They'll walk over through this red carpet, and the chief of protocols will be seated right there, but those 2 ladies and 2 men are standing. That's where it's gonna happen. And then from here, the chief of protocols will have to walk the ambassador out of the house and back to the foyer, where he will then depart back to their respective offices. And then we'll welcome the next ambassador. I think due to your poor technical errors, poor internet coverage, I might have to cut the live broadcast for now and probably resume a little bit later when they return. Or what I'm gonna do, I'm going to be live per every ambassador that is approaching or that is arriving at State House, just so that I don't want to keep you guys hanging around and waiting for the protocols to actually come. Okay. So it looks like they are coming now, so we'll be on standby. They are about to head over here.
Normally it's day. Focus. When the first security moves out, don't get crazy.
There they come out. That's the ambassador of Algeria with the chief of protocols. And is going to be sitting right here to do some signatories. That was it. That is the ambassador to Namibia by the Republic of Algeria. So it's going to be escorted out of the house by the chief protocols. And of course,
First of all, let me tell you how happy I am to have been received by Mr. President, to whom I presented my credentials in my capacity as ambassador.
Just a second, Your Excellency. Ambassador, can you please have this? Chief, excuse me, sir. Thank you.
We start.
Yes,
Okay.
we can start.
First of all, let me tell you how happy I am to have been received by Mr. President, to whom I presented my credentials in my capacity as ambassador of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria to Namibia. I reiterated to Mr. President the commitment of Algeria to work hand in hand to achieve our interest and aspiration of our two nations. And also the relation between Algeria and Namibia were built during the common struggle for our two countries against colonialism and the apartheid. Our two countries shared the same question, similar position on many questions, international or regional issue of interest common. And with Mr. President, we talked about the economy, how to develop the economy between the two countries, especially after the COVID-19. And we talked about the training for Namibian in Algeria, student, and energy. And Mr. President welcomes to me and give me his support for accomplish my mission here in Namibia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ambassador.
thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we just heard from the ambassador of Algeria, that is Sedio Saudi, who then delivered the letter of credential to the head of state, His Excellency President Geingob, and now, of course, been escorted out of the house by the chief of protocols. But meanwhile, we are still going to receive the second ambassador. So we're back to the foyer now. Of course, we are going to welcome the second ambassador, which I believe is the ambassador of Portugal to Namibia, His Excellency Da Silva. And of course, please do stay with us as we will show you more, actually, as to how these proceedings will go. This is just the formality and the presentation, of course. There's the army is present here to perform the national anthem later. And there is the chief of protocols waiting to receive the ambassador to Namibia of Portugal. That is the arrival of Mr. Luis Augustus Fernandes da Silva, the ambassador of Portugal to Namibia. And of course, he will also be handing over letters of credential to His Excellency for Namibia, Dr. Geingob. And here he has been received and of course welcomed by the chief of protocols. So what is going to happen, they will going to walk through the carpets over here and walk to the banquet hall where the president, Geingob, and they have to receive. So this is now the singing of the national anthem of Portugal, and of course the raising of the flag of Portugal. Thank you so much for joining us again. We are now here, of course. It was the national anthem of Portugal. Here we go. So right now they are walking to the banquet hall where they will meet the president and of course the ambassador of Portugal to Namibia has been escorted by the chief of protocols. If you follow the first one, this is similar. It's actually the similar proceedings that's going to happening here. And right now we got 3 more to go, as there are 3 missions designated to Namibia that will be presenting their letters today. Now they just enter the hall, the banquet hall, where the president will receive the letter. The president is waiting on the other side.
Your Excellency Dr. Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, I have the honor to introduce Mr. Luis Augusto da Silva, Ambassador Designate of the Republic of Portugal, to present a letter of recall of his predecessor and his own letter of credence.
Your Excellency, it is my honor to present to Your Excellency the recall letter of my predecessor, as well as my own letter of credence, by which the President of the Portuguese Republic, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, accredits me as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Republic of Namibia.
It's my honor to invite Mr. Ambassador to introduce members of your delegation.
Mr. President, Your Excellency, my wife, Madalena Gaspar da Silva, and my number 2, my deputy,
There you go. Thank you so much for joining us. I think now we're going to have to end the live broadcast and probably resume a little bit later when they return, because it looks like we've been actually need to show you guys around, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have now seen how State House look like. But don't go away. We're just going to go for a little bit of a break and resume a little bit later. And do remember, we still have 3 more ambassadors to actually present their credence letters to the head of state, His Excellency Dr. Godfrey Geingob. Thank you so much for tuning in from Ante, and see you later in a space of around about 5 minutes. For now, we're out.